is it, Beggar's Canyon. It's tricky, so listen up. The main canyon is fairly simple, but watch out for sandcrawlers taking a shortcut. The left branch is harder, but the right branch is the toughest. Lots of twists and turns. Jason, I used to shoot through it with no brakes.
Well, I'm an old bastard, so I better take the main route. I'll meet you at the moisture farm on the plateau.
Well, I'll take the left branch if you don't mind racing against me. Guess you're on the right branch, huh, Wedge? You got it.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrew from FPS GGG, Guns, Games, and Guitars. I'm playing Rogue Squadron again. This is the first bonus mission, the Beggar's Canyon race. This one's kind of tough. I just took a little shortcut there, and the biggest reason I even bother with the shortcut is you have to put some space between you and Wedge. You take the right path when they branch off, that's how you get the gold medal, and you have to race Wedge to the end. The problem with this mission is if you bump into Wedge, or more specifically, if he bumps into you, which has happened like 6 times now, it automatically ends the mission. You fail. So you have to race Wedge, you have to win, and you have to not even tap him at all. I did it pretty well this time, actually.
Ah, Wedge, still so much to learn. Bring you back. Hey!
So that was it for the Beggar's Canyon race. Alright. So that was bonus mission number 1. I'll be right back with the next one. Hey, alright, so I'm back here with the Death Star trench run. And it's really kind of ridiculous, to be honest. I mean, it's cool that they put this in the game, but it's really difficult to actually fly through it normally. You have entire squadrons of TIE fighters flying like against you. You have a million turrets, and here we go, 90-degree turn in the Death Star trench. So now obviously I know why they did it. It's because of the way that they created the maps in this game. So there were technical limitations with how much space they could use, and I'm not questioning. I mean, it's cool that they put the trench run in here. As you can see, there's so many enemies, and it's so time consuming just to fly through the trench. So
I'm hit, but not bad.
I'm clear, but my fighter is down.
Incoming tide. I caught. I'm hit. Rear shield's down.
alright, I think we're coming up on the end here in a minute.
Rear shield's down.
And it's really easy in this mission to get knocked up, like to bump a TIE fighter or something and get knocked up out of the trench, and if you leave the trench even for a second, mission over. So here comes the Millennium Falcon.
Thanks, hon. Good luck.
Alright, so we're almost at the end here, and all you have to do is exactly what you'd expect. You have to fire a proton torpedo into the Death Star's exhaust port. So it should... Alright, Wedge just said he's out. Here it is. So when you get to this weird glowing blue place, I need it to lock onto that. There we go. And that's the end of the mission. No cinematic or anything, unfortunately. So there's 2 more things actually 3 more things I'm gonna show in this video. So I will be right back with the next bonus mission. As you can see, you have to destroy 30 enemies for the gold medal, and it took me most of the time that you would need for the gold medal just to fly in a straight line through the trench. So that could get annoying. But anyway, I will be right back with the last bonus mission, and then I have 2 more little secrets to show. Here we go. Alright, so this is the last bonus mission, the Battle of Hoth. And this one's a little bit more well put together than the Death Star trench run.
Maintain visual scanning.
Rogue 10 is down in sector Lambda. He needs your assistance.
I copy. I'm on.
That part's pretty funny, though. There we go.
Go for the leg.
So the last thing we have to do is bring down 3 ATSTs and 3 AT-ATs. If I remember correctly. It might be... I think there's actually a couple extra ATSTs. Also, this music is kind of cool.
I'm hit! Rear shield down! I'm clear, but my fire is down.
Alright, so we're going to bring down the first AT-AT here. It was a little close. Maybe it's just because it's solid white and not any other colors, but it seems like the AT-ATs on this level, the armor is a lot darker. This is very dark gray. It's not the same light gray from Imperial construction yards or from Escape from the Fest.
Don't get cocky.
And the AT-ATs will shoot at you if you give them the chance. I haven't really shown that in any of the previous missions. I've always kind of stayed out of their way, but they will shoot you down if they get the chance. So. I have to wonder, and this is really just because I'm such a nerd, but you know, Luke and Wedge came up with this idea of wrapping the AT-ATs up in tow cables to make them trip basically and fall down. And I gotta wonder, like, did the rebels just never encounter AT-ATs until then? Did they just always run away from them? Did they have other ways of dealing with them? Alright, there we go.
We'll meet you at the rendezvous point. And Luke, the Falcon made it out all right. Don't do anything foolish like running off to Dagobah.
Alright. That was the Battle of Hoth. Did I get... Huh. I just got the gold medal. I've never gotten the gold medal on that mission before. That was really good. I made it by 2% of the accuracy. That's really cool. Like I like that I managed to make that happen during this playthrough because I was really frustrated with the Beggar's Canyon race. Wedge kept bumping into me, so that's a really good way to end the last mission, I think. Anyway, that was the very last mission of Rogue Squadron, but I have 2 things that I'm going to show. Both of them involve cheats that you can put in from the menu, so I will make my way over there right now. Let's see. Alright, so, as you can see, I'm just standing here. I'm actually using an Imperial ATST. And you can walk around, you can shoot. It's my understanding that if you have somebody help you, you can rotate the head independently of the legs. I'm not sure if there's a way I can make that happen here. It doesn't seem like it. You can kind of sprint and make them walk a little faster. So, but this is just a really cool thing. I don't know if this was meant to just be a test room, or maybe there was originally going to be a level where you used a ground vehicle and they were testing it out with this. So I'm really not sure, but it is kind of cool. You get 1 life. Something destroys you, you just get sent back to the, maybe I'm too close. But I'm just gonna walk around and wreak a little havoc. I don't know if I can actually destroy the shuttle, I really can't remember. Must be able to. Maybe it just takes a long time, I'm not sure, but whatever it is, it takes more patience than I have here. There's some probe droids floating over here. Truth be told, I'm not sure if you can even destroy them. Whenever I get close, I end up getting blown the fuck up. I'm sure given some time, you could blow up those gun turrets in the distance. It seems like if you shoot and walk at the same time, all of your shots hit the ground shortly after leaving the gun, but if you stand still, you can fire out into the distance. So I'm gonna actually turn and get away from these probe droids because I want to see what else is around. It looks like Mos Eisley over there. And they're just gonna keep playing this really, like, heavily scrubbed MIDI version of the Imperial March, but that's okay. Yeah, it looks like some of the buildings that make up Mos Eisley over here, and one of the homesteads and the moisture evaporators over here. Alright. It looks like someone's running around right here, actually. Can't really see. Yeah, I got him. Well, it looks like there's pretty much all there is. I'm gonna fast forward through the rest of this, just because I'm gonna look around and see if there's anything special that I've forgotten about. But I'd be willing to guess that we've probably seen all we're going to see here. I am going to blow up some shit over in Mos Eisley and make my way over to see if we can take out that shield generator. I'm just curious to see if anything at all interesting will happen, so. And here I am to show the last secret, and you'll see it coming any second now. I don't know why I chose this mission in particular, but you'll see. Oh, that's weird. It's a V-wing. It's probably just. Yeah, there we go. So the last secret I have to show is a code. It's called Kolsch. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but I'll put it up on the screen so you can read it for yourself. And it replaces the V-wing and the Rebel hangar, where you choose your ships, with a Buick. And I just always thought it was really funny. When I was a kid, I would ask my dad to set it up, because I don't know, I just didn't really grasp the idea of cheats until I was a little older. But it's just a silly little thing they threw in, and it still has all the functionality of a B-wing, or of a V-wing. It's got the boosters, has the rapid fire enable.
Burnout on cannon 1. Burnout on cannon 2. Hold on, my blasters are still cooling.
There we go. Now there's the Nona.
Heroes, let's keep the crew out of danger until our shuttle can pick them up.
It's still got the missiles and everything, although one thing, you never really got to see it when I played, but I bet it'll do it now, is, oh shit. The missiles on this craft will sometimes go after the wrong targets. Yeah, like they just went after the shuttle. They're not really interested in the A-wings over here, it seems, but they'll... Anything that you can attack that you could lock a missile onto, the cluster missiles will go after, even if you're not necessarily aiming at them. And it makes it really difficult because you can end up actually destroying what you're trying to protect. I forgot that those little tanks actually appeared in this mission. These things I was complaining about so much in one of the later missions in the game. So. Actually, I forgot kind of how this mission works. I wonder if I could blow that shuttle up. Never really tried, now that I think about it. But I'm not really playing the whole mission. I just really wanted to show the car. And I just thought it was really funny. It's always been one of my favorite Easter eggs in any game. So, I don't think so. Imperial scum. So, if I were to just give my final thoughts on the game, as it were, this is a really good game. It's really challenging in some places, maybe some places where it probably shouldn't be so challenging, but overall, definitely worth playing. Definitely one of the games that really inspired me when I was younger into really wanting to work with video games for a living. And I mean, on top of it, you just can't go wrong. I mean, I'm such a dork for anything Star Wars, so really this game has been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun playing with it again. I'm really glad that I chose to do this. And if I were to give any criticisms, I guess my biggest thing is just the render distance. I get this is a poor example, this mission, because it's supposed to be foggy and difficult to see. But there's some places where it shouldn't be that hard to see in front of you, and it has a really low draw distance. And there's some places in the game where I think, you know, they have certain battles and certain missions where I think it really would have been good for them to include a space battle of some sort, and every mission in this game takes place over land. The only one that you could even consider a space battle, if you were trying, and you'd have to kind of be trying to, would be the Death Star Trench Run. And even that I wouldn't call a space battle. I mean, it is in space, but it's, you know, you're fighting over the surface of something, so there's never an open-ended, and they did a lot of missions like that in the next Rogue Squadron game, where you're actually just out in space, you know, fighting squads of TIE fighters, defending ships defending ships or convoys instead of just land targets. And even in this game, there's a lot of missions like, you know, I think it would have been cool if, like, the mission where you're rescuing all the prisoners from Kessel, instead of doing a second mission on Kessel, if they had made it so, I actually just beat the mission. If instead of another Kessel mission, they had maybe made it so it was, you know, a nearby mining colony on asteroids or something that the shuttle had to go to, and you had to escort it through space, I think would have been cool. Because they had the capability, and they just didn't use it. So that's kind of my final thoughts on this game. I don't really have much else to say about it, but definitely worth playing, definitely worth getting. And I'm really excited to, you know, start playing the second one. So I'm Andrew from Guns, Games, and Guitars. This has been Rogue Squadron for the Nintendo 64. I will see you guys next time. Take care.